Okay, we made this with 1 minute to go. So this is John Gordon. This is a very complicated weather event. Okay, anyone who thinks this is easy is sadly mistaken. So we have a strong cold front moving in tonight. Okay, we have a lot of warm air from the Gulf coming up, a lot of moisture in place. The ground is wet. So you see green down south. This map is a little skewed because part of the winter storm products override the flooding. We'll get to the flood watch there. I think over the big issue for the entire week is liquid. Even though we're going to deal with a winter weather event tomorrow, most of it will be gone Wednesday, Thursday. So I know winter weather is going to headline this initially, but I think the story is water, hydro, and river flooding into next week. So let's get into the event. We have all this cold air coming in, warm air off to the south and southwest. They're going to collide right in the center part of a thin state, the Commonwealth. So after looking at voluminous amounts of data back and forth, there's going to probably be a narrow band of about 50 miles, 60 miles of very wet, heavy, heart attack snow, I call it. Some of this liquid, a lot of times we say snow liquid ratios are 10 inches for every inch. This is like 5, 6 to 1 stuff. This is wet, heavy snow. Good for snowballs and good for snowman, but not good for shoveling for people who are at risk. So we have a winter storm warning. This happened about 2:25 Eastern. It's out from this evening at 7 o'clock Eastern. That goes out through Wednesday morning. Most of the heaviest snow will be tomorrow morning into the mid-afternoon, going from the southwest and west-southwest over to the east-northeast and then out of here. Around there is a winter weather advisory that covers the Wilmington, Southern Indiana offices. Basically, the parkways is the best way to describe it. If you go from Litchfield to Lancaster and Garrett County and points to the north, and then basically just Louisville, Henry County, Trumbull County off to the east. That's your area defined in that thing. So let's keep going. Okay, so this map's going to be updated. We're trying to update all these. This was a rush to get this in. You'll see more of that orangish color fill in because the rush hour is going to be impacted basically around Frankfurt, Lexington, Nicholasville, Paris, Georgetown, my friends Drew Chandler over there in Versailles. So these are going to be bursts of wet, heavy snow. I know the ground, you're saying, John, the ground is 45 degrees. Yes, it is. And it's wet. Yes, it is. But when you have wet, heavy snow coming down during a very short amount of time, the visibility drops, cools the column, and you start accumulating on the ground. I know that's hard to believe as wet we are, but I think that will be the problem in a very small area. If I had to pick the best, most likely area, right along 64 is really not a bad area to look at. Conditions will be problematic late morning, early afternoon. It will be easy to plow. You got a good plow, it'll be easy. Our confidence is only medium because this band, the models we've had a lot of trouble with this forecast. I'm not going to lie. This has not been an easy forecast. The one in January, I told you, was a no-brainer, 100%. Someone is going to get 3 to 6 inches of snow. That will happen. The exact location is still very problematic. So where that rain snow line is, just a hair to the north is where that burst of snow is going to be, and it'll be the strongest. All right, let's keep going. All right, so when will this start? Thanks to CJ for getting this thing going. Basically, in our area, counties out there in Ohio and Butler, basically midnight tonight-ish. And then you get into the middle part of the area, Elizabethtown, over to Brandenburg and Danville, basically 3, 4 in the morning. I'm really concerned at that 6 a.m. thing, especially over there. It starts accumulating at rush hour. You got one an inch of snow, 2 inches, and it starts coming down heavy over there east of Louisville, I think that could be a bit of a problem in the morning. So I think the visibilities in these bursts of snow could be a problem. So slow down, folks. Slow down. That's my best advice. This map will be updated. This will be updated. This is not the most current map, but it's pretty close. I think you're going to see the numbers go up in Louisville. Louisville will go from 1 to 2 to 2 to 4. Frankfurt probably 3 to 5. And that area around Frankfurt, let me get my counties here. The counties around Franklin, Anderson, Woodford, Scott, Fayette, Mercer, Jessamine, Clark, Bourbon, all in that area. I think you're in the greatest likelihood. So if you go South End, you go Nelson, Washington, Mercer, Jessamine, Madison, and then the north side, Bourbon, Scott, Franklin. In there, that's your greatest threat of 4 to 6. And that's in the morning to early afternoon. It will continue into the late afternoon and evening and just taper off and continue to taper off and taper off and taper off as this thing moves off to West Virginia. By God, West Virginia. Anyway, let's see, we'll continue. So this is we look at percentiles. I try to give you the best guess where we think the best chances are. All the data supports the greatest likelihood is along 64, a hair east of Louisville, in the metro of Louisville, over there more over in the Frankfurt, Lexington, and then, of course, all of eastern Kentucky over there towards Ashland, okay? All right, I'm going to do this slide and let Andrea correct me if I say anything wrong on the next one. All right, so the flood watch, slam dunk. Okay, we're wet. This is not a flash flooding event. This is an aerial flooding event. I went and surveyed damage all day Thursday and Friday. It is wet. If you don't know it's wet, you've been living in a cave. It is wet. And we're going to get 1 to 2 inches with tomorrow's event. And then we have a system Wednesday, which is Wednesday afternoon through Wednesday night. That's a ½ inch to an inch. And then we're going to have parts of the heavens will be nice Thursday, Friday. Nothing. Hallelujah. And then we've got a mess this weekend. Don't ask me what you think is going to happen this weekend because I've been focusing on today and tomorrow and Wednesday. But there's definitely potential for more liquid and or frozen this weekend. We'll get to that one day at a time. All right. Okay. I think this is the biggest story, even though I've spent 5 minutes on winter weather. This is the slide that you need to pay attention to the most, in my opinion. Like I just said, we got a system Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. And when you add all that up on the low end, you got 1 to 1.5 inches up there towards Du Bois County. And then you've got 6 to 8 inches along the Tennessee-Kentucky line on the southeast side of our area. And you can see what Andrea's got this in there, the green, the rough, the rolling fork, the Kentucky, the licking, the Cumberland. And you good with that? Okay. All right. You want to come on over here. You got a guest appearance, everyone. Say hello to Andrea.
Hi there, it's Andrea Shetman, the service hydrologist. Just wanted to point out our river forecasts that you see on this slide include 72 hours of rainfall. So through the Wednesday, Thursday system here. And with that, we are looking at seeing some additional minor flooding, which you'll see the points on in orange there on this slide are points that are forecast to go into minor flooding with that midweek rainfall. And then additional rainfall this weekend or whatever precipitation type, it's all going to run off into the rivers at some point, would create more widespread minor flooding and possibly some moderate river flooding. It's too early to tell this far out. We're talking, 6 to 7 days out, how much rain and where that all is going to fall. But if we do get another big rain system Saturday, Sunday, expect more minor river flooding and then maybe some moderate river flooding as well. And again, those at most risk for that additional flooding and into that moderate category would be the Kentucky, Cumberland, and Green River Basin. So in that area of heaviest rainfall that John just showed you on the previous slide.
Okay. All right. She'll be here to take questions as well. So I'm going to go back. Let's see. I think we have one more slide. Yes. Winter storm warning. Yeah. 4 inches or more. And the advisory is less than 4 inches. It's a wet, heavy snow. One thing I can tell you, is that people have heart conditions, should not be out shoveling wet, heavy snow, period. It's just not a good situation. So yes, winter is not dead yet, some people say. So let me go back and hit a couple things and then we'll open. I got the questions up in front of me, thanks to Kevin. All right, so that map, that purple area on the south side is covering up some of the flood watch down there, like in Hart County, and green, a few of those. Bottom line is we got a winter weather event that will come. It will do its thing. Everyone will be annoyed who doesn't like snow. It will get warm Wednesday. We got more rain Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday night, and most of it will be dying and going off into the streams, and all your snowmen will be melting. All right, so high confidence that an event will happen. The exact details are, let's look on the left side of this slide. What is still uncertain? Heaviest snow, where the heaviest snow will fall. We could be off just a hair, and it would not surprise me. It shifts a little further north, a little further south. We've given you the best area that we know right now, and you see we only have medium confidence. I told you back in January, 100% chance. How often do you hear that, sports fans? So that's that. Problematic on the start time is the rush hour. I would think the 64 corridor, 75 corridor would be a problem in the morning. This area, this slide will be updated. I mentioned that 4 to 6 inches of snow in the general area around Frankfurt, Versailles, Lexington, Nicholasville, Harrodsburg, Richmond, Winchester, Paris areas. Same thing on that slide. There's your flood watch. That's a no-brainer. I wouldn't be surprised. There will be aerial flood warnings out across the South tomorrow, somewhere across the South. And there you go. There's your big story right there. Lots of rain for the 7-day forecast. All right, I'm going to start looking at questions. Here we go. It's already okay. John, I can hear you, but there was a slight echo. Oh God, Adam, I hope you can hear me. It was on my end. Okay, what is the ending time for the snow in the Louisville area? The ending time probably be 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I think it'll be really diminishing after 1. Now, a little bit east of Louisville, I think it will be snowing into perhaps 6 o'clock, 6, 7 o'clock. So the longer this band collides with the cold air from the north and the warm air to the south, it's going to create this narrow band of snow that will persist probably into the rush hour and evening, especially east of Louisville. Next question. Times for the winter storm warning. It starts at 7 o'clock, 0Z tonight, and it goes to 7 o'clock Wednesday morning. Okay. I can't believe there's not more questions. This is shocking. All right. I'll give her, okay, what's this one? This is Justin Lamb. What is the ending time for the Lex Bluegrass Airport? I think tomorrow evening, at least through 7 o'clock tomorrow night. But the heavy snow for the Lexington area probably is from like 7 a.m. to about 5 p.m. That will be the worst time frame. Robert Doherty, please add me to the notification. I'll pass it on to Mike. Okay, I don't see any other questions. These slides are going to get updated, okay? So what you see now may alter a little bit. The evening shift will put an update out. We got some more questions. Do we anticipate issues for road crews to clean up the snow? You know, I'm not in the road department. I feel like Dr. McCoy on Star Trek. I'm a doctor, not an engineer. So I will tell you this. This is a wet, heavy snow. The ground is not frozen. In theory, blades will work very well with this. Now, when the rates come down really fast, that's always problematic, trying to keep up with it. That is the issue, I believe, in my humble opinion, having grown up in the snow belts. What is the bus potential? Mel Quick, what a good question. That was a quick question, Mel. I think there is a bus potential on where the line sets up. Some of these places we're showing you 3 to 5 inches could get 1 to 2, and some places we got 1 to 3, could be 3 to 5. The exact, in weather, we call it the frontogenetical band. Don't you like that term? And where that band sets up will be where it heavy snows. So will it snow in that area? Yes. How much and where the band sets up? We're still working on it. Okay? What a good question, Mel. All right. When will the slides be updated? We're working hard. And I've got to brief the governor here in 30 minutes. We got to get the statewide on out. So the evening shift is in slide production. Soon. What is the thought on only a Wawa instead of Clark County, Indiana? Because there's definitely a cutoff from the northwest. You need deep moisture and lift to really get the snow. So we look for the confidence. You take all the model data, you look at where the surface boundary will set up, you put that all together and you look at the probabilities of over 4 inches based on like a 6-to-1 ratio. You like that fancy term? You got to draw the line somewhere. Okay. Do you think the heaviest is not hitting Elizabeth now? Do you think the heaviest is not? No, Elizabethtown is fine right now. There is no snow right now. Yeah, I think Elizabethtown is probably in that area that could go either way from getting low end to 2 to 3, high end could be 4 to 6. There is bus potential. Repeat, there is bus potential. Okay, next question. What time is the next update and when will the slides be out? We are so trying to get these slides out. I wish I had an armada of people. We're working. Everyone say thank you, CJ. He's working his tail off out there. All right. Brian Smith, Southern Indiana Impact, Floyd Clark. Yeah, I mean, you're right there on the edge there. Let me pull that slide up. There we go. Yeah, you got to draw the line somewhere. I mean, so the difference, Southern Indiana folks are asking me all these questions. So let's look. Here's Southern Indiana. Let's look on the right slide, the 10% one. Louisville's 3. You can see some of those bands could be in Southern Indiana. It's close. We may need to tweak the headlines. Not at this second, but we've given you our best forecast. All right, Brent. Start time for snow in Oldham County. Here's the start time graphics. Right there. There we go. Oldham County. Sometime looks like in the 3, 4, 5 in the morning, something like that. All right, Mitchell, what should we anticipate for the accumulation rates be between 7? Well, that's a really good question. That's the best question yet, Mitchell. So when you get really deep moisture in a column with the temperature right on that magic 32 line and just inside, you can get some bursts of snow. I would not be surprised 1.5 inch rates in a few spots. Not everywhere. Once again, don't ask me if we're going to have thunder snow either. I don't think so, but I think there is a potential to get some quick, heavy bursts of snow in some of the areas. I'm not going to say where yet because we're still trying to figure this whole thing out. Brad says thank you. All right, good. Best guess on the 64 corridor road conditions. I am not in the road department issues. You know, if I was, I'd be a millionaire. I would think that the road crews know everything. They're going to be working their tails off. There you go. Can you explain bus potential? Bus potential means we could be wrong, okay? You know, when I tell everyone it's going to happen, 100% chance in January, my staff probably cringed, but it happened, right? This one, you see the confidence on this slide right here in front of you. It shows medium. That alone should tell you that we have some concerns. All right, we got a couple more. These are the big, giant, fluffy flakes. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, everyone go out and enjoy. It's good to throw snowball if someone is irritating you. Any sleet or freezing rain potential. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. I think there's a 0% chance of freezing rain. Often on these events, we usually get 15, 20 minutes of sleet max, and then it transitions right over. So I don't think that's an issue, but I would not be surprised you get a few little thuds of sleet. Not a question for the group. Oh, does Paducah do briefings? Yes, they do. I cannot answer when they're doing one because I don't know. All right, last question. Will wind play a role? I didn't really look at the wind. I did not see a wind problem. Let me look. No. Wind's okay. This is not a big wind event. All right, we're going to update the slides soon. And this is what I got. I gave you my best. We're going to try to get this updated and the statewide graphics. Everyone have a good day. We've given you our very, very best. And take care. Hopefully it works out. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.